In a bustling city lived a man named Samuel. Samuel was a diligent worker and a kind-hearted soul, but he was often troubled by the unpredictability of life. He questioned why certain things happened the way they did, and whether there was any purpose behind it all. One evening, after a particularly challenging day at work, Samuel decided to take a walk through the park to clear his mind. As he strolled along, he came across an old man sitting on a bench, feeding the birds. The old man had a serene expression, as if he held the secrets of the universe in his heart. Samuel, drawn to the old man's calm demeanor, sat down beside him. After a few moments of silence, Samuel couldn't hold back his thoughts. "I've been struggling to understand why things happen the way they do. Is there really a plan, or is life just random?" The old man looked at Samuel with kind eyes and said, "Would you like to hear a story?" Samuel nodded, eager for any insight. The old man began. "Once, in a small village, there lived a humble farmer named Jacob. Jacob was known for his strong faith in God and his unwavering belief that everything happened according to God's plan. One year, the village faced a severe drought. Crops withered, and the villagers were on the brink of despair. Jacob, however, remained hopeful. He would often say, "God has a plan. We must trust and wait." One night, as Jacob prayed for rain, he heard a voice in his dream saying, "Tomorrow, take your plow and prepare your field." Jacob woke up puzzled. "How can I prepare my field when there's no sign of rain?" he thought. But his faith was strong, and he decided to follow the guidance. The next morning, Jacob took his plow and began to prepare his dry, cracked field. The villagers watched him and shook their heads, thinking he had lost his mind. But Jacob continued, trusting in the divine message. As he worked, dark clouds began to gather in the sky. By midday, the first drops of rain fell. By evening, a heavy downpour soaked the land. The villagers were amazed, and their fields, too, began to show signs of revival. When the rain stopped, Jacob's field was the best prepared to receive the water. His crops flourished, and he had enough to share with the entire village. The villagers, seeing the miracle, came to Jacob and asked, "How did you know it would rain?" Jacob smiled and said, "I didn't know. I simply trusted in God's plan and followed the guidance given to me." Samuel listened intently as the old man continued. "You see, Samuel, sometimes we don't understand why things happen the way they do. But if we have faith and trust in a higher plan, we can find peace and purpose even in the midst of uncertainty." Samuel pondered the story, feeling a sense of calm wash over him. He thanked the old man and left the park with a renewed sense of hope and trust. From that day on, whenever life threw challenges his way, Samuel remembered Jacob's story and the old man's words. He learned to trust in the unfolding of God's plan, finding solace in the belief that every event, no matter how perplexing, had its place in the grand design.